Good deal.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, Freddie?
Okay. Hi, and welcome to the Y'all Ain't Right podcast. I'm Brittany. I'm here with Tyler and Todd today. Nick is out helping clear some of the debris and trees from all the flooding that happened in Sevierville.
Craziness.
So anyway, yeah. I was less than 3 hours from the eye of the hurricane. And we saw hardly any wind, just a little drizzle. So I never would have thought that it would affect Tennessee and North Carolina.
That east side got hit worse. I guess the way it spins, all the rain usually goes off in the storm surge. But yeah, it was pretty bad over there. We got a little wind here, and it, literally rained for 3-4 days straight before it.
Yeah.
But nothing like they got over there.
And I was driving toward Nashville like that morning before it got bad, but it rained the whole way there, and then it monsooned the whole way back. So I kind of was on the outskirts of the worst of the storm, but I was like driving through and couldn't see anything. Plus traffic in Nashville's awful anyways. That was a fun trip, but I dodged all of the wind and everything that we had here.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible bad. I went home, and literally when I got home, it calmed down like at 3 or 4. Still had some rain, but yeah, nothing like they got over in Boone and Asheville and those areas. Unicoi.
Yeah.
It's crazy to be that hospital.
Yeah, I couldn't see in the pictures and the videos of that. I was like, there's no way. The whole first floor is underwater. At least it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was up to the roof.
It was a new hospital.
Yeah, brand new.
They're going to have so much work to bring that back.
Yeah. My parents' first restaurant was in Waynesville, North Carolina, like over there around the Asheville area. Their second restaurant was in Irwin.
Irwin got
off
hit
of
hard.
The Jackson Love exit that just fell apart.
Was that the Irwin Bridge that fell apart?
Yeah. And that's the exit that I would take to go to high school.
Yeah, that's crazy. And there's like all of those roads were closed. And I have friends that are out there now who haven't had power since last Monday. And he's like, well, everything in the freezer, everything in the refrigerator, it's all gone. Luckily, it's not as bad as some folks because they had some stuff there, so they're okay. And I told him, I was like, if I could get things to you, I would, but there's no way to get to you. So
yeah,
I don't know how the folks that are trapped up there on the mountainside and stuff are doing.
I saw the one of the NASCAR drivers, I think he's retired now, Dibble, he flies a helicopter, and a bunch of private helicopter pilots are over there. They're at the airport. Like people are putting X's on the road if they need something, or I can't remember what the red X means, but they're landing on those and stuff like that to take water and supplies and stuff like that.
That's good. Yeah, I know they were saying gas was running out. People were fighting over it, and somebody got shot fighting over gas, and it's getting crazy over there. People, I get it, they're panicking. But
I saw some looters got arrested. So.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
And now the water's starting to come back down, so hopefully it won't be long, and they'll at least have some of the roads open.
Yeah, I just hope no one's price gouging. And
Oh, yeah. Hopefully not.
Well, on a lighter note.
Yeah, that got dark.
Donate.
Yeah.
It's Halloween month.
Yay!
Yeah,
Spooky season.
I'm not a big Halloween fan.
Get out.
Why not?
I don't know. It scares me. No, just kidding.
Scares
I don't know.
you.
I've just never been much of a Halloween. I'll go to one party or two. But
You're a party guy. You don't like to dress up?
yeah.
I used to be really, really into Halloween, but I guess as I got older, and not as much as I used to be, but I was dressed up and going to parties and taking full advantage of the whole Halloween season.
I grew up in the country, so we'd go corn cars.
Corn
cars?
Throw the dried corn at cars.
What?
Not full cobs.
Not full cobs.
Oh,
Just
okay.
No.
That's what I thought. You're just like throwing
I was
corn.
like, well, they were made different back then, so they could handle a cob.
No, we were corn cars, yeah. And you would run.
Why would you even do that? I could see maybe like egging, because then they have to clean it up, but the corn's just falls.
Maybe they didn't have eggs in the 1800s. I don't know.
It was more, I think, just to scare
which
them and
first,
stuff like
the
that.
chicken or the egg?
Yeah, we didn't egg. That would probably cause a little too much damage, but we used to corn cars.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't think I've ever.
We would
heard
hide in the
before.
cornfield, and that was right along the road, and throw them, and
Yeah.
they would stop, and they would yell at you, and you'd drive away. And occasionally, you had kids that would drive around with a shotgun and loaded with rock salt,
Oh my gosh.
So you were one of the children of the corn.
literally.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing corn at cars. I guess that's what you do when there's.
I was going to say, we didn't have video games.
You're in the country and you don't have anything better to do than to throw corn at cars as they go by. So.
Mama dried out this corn. I'm going to throw it in the car.
You would just pick it off the plant because they hadn't harvested it yet.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of corn, we're talking about candy today.
Yeah, no candy corn for me.
No candy corn?
Yeah, I like it, but I can only have so much of it. Like, I'm not like going out of my way to find it though.
That's straight sugar there, no flavor.
It's like wax and sugar. That's all it is.
I was a big fan. when
I'd
I
like
was
to know the
younger.
full ingredients of candy corn.
I don't know if I want
Corn
to know.
syrup.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if
don't
I
have
would
a
want to know
phone,
that.
so-
A lot
But
of people
it looked-
say
I feel like I used to eat the different layers.
like
Just
one bite at a time.
trying
Yeah.
to figure out if it had a different flavor. It's been a long time, but I kind of feel like the brown layer tasted like chocolatey a little bit. To me, candy corn tasted.
Who's
like
got a Google
caramel.
machine?
Yeah, maybe that was psychological. Like, I don't know if there's actually any different flavor in there.
I thought there was just black, white, and orange.
Yeah, I don't
Yellow?
think it's supposed to be. Yeah,
Is
I
it
don't remember
brown?
black candy corn.
blackish brown.
Isn't there a black row? Oh, maybe
was
not.
brown.
No, I think I'm making that up.
It's like an orange brown. Yeah, somewhere between orange and brown.
Orange and a little bit of white.
It's supposed to be like the flavor is supposed to be like a vanilla buttery
Yeah.
flavor. I got caramel from it.
Yeah, I could get that. Somewhere close to butterscotch, but not quite.
Yeah, it's like
Now I'm just tasting bourbon.
the flavored
And
water.
all the profiles of bourbon.
No. That's a different
Little
episode.
vanilla, little.
Oh, you could put a little candy corn in some bourbon.
Yeah, there you go. Make it a Halloween drink. And do the smoky thing. I know you were making the little
Ooh,
smoke
spooky.
screen things
I've made
now.
a few of those. Yeah.
Have you had anybody order those yet?
I've not. I just really made some the other day with. I just got some walnut for it and got
Gotcha.
the prototypes done. So
Yeah.
The wood design
smoker
for
my smoker for bourbon.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It's got like the little wood screen on it, and you set it on top of the glass, and you put the little chips down in there, and you fire it with a torch, and it'll smoke the drink.
Did you come up with that design, or is that something that
I've seen it.
used? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't know if you should patent that or not.
No,
Yeah.
it's out there.
That was genius.
There's a million of them.
Yeah,
There's different styles. I got
You
a
can
couple
buy all
different-
kinds of different kits and stuff, but and I mean, they would make really cool little gifts, both for closing and just social gifts. And so he's like, I'm going to start making these.
I like it.
I wanted one, so I made one for myself. And I was like, hey.
Yeah. Figuring out the right, which wood chips to use and stuff, too.
I've got a bunch now. I bought 2 bags, one of maple and one
Oh, good deal.
apple. So
I don't think my taste buds are sensitive enough to tell the difference between wood chips.
Really?
Oh, you can definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like you can. I mean, I've done just steaks and stuff like that. Well, the one I did my chili last year, I smoked my meat in it. You can definitely kind of,
Yeah.
when you open the lid on it, you can get a whiff of it. And because I use a lot, I like apple and stuff like that. a
Well, it's
little
like hickory is very different than cherry.
bit. Yeah,
Well, I'll need you to make me a few,
Yep.
and then I'll just sample it.
there you go.
Yeah, that would work. Any excuse to get Todd to cook stuff, I'm there.
Yeah.
My bread lately hasn't been great.
No good. You and your bread, I swear.
Well, do you know what the #1 candy in America is?
Oh, no.
Candy bar. Candy bar.
Candy bar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Snickers.
It's like the regular Hershey's bar.
It is a Snickers.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. This guy.
Oh, and when I was at the beach, I know you're into Swedish fish.
Oh, I love Swedish.
I saw a Swedish fish. It might have been an energy drink. I'm not sure.
I don't know if
But
I
I
like
like
that or not.
started to get it because I was like, oh, this is cool. And then Brett was like, they have those in Tennessee. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not as cool.
I love Swedish fish. I buy that like once a week.
Oh my gosh.
When I get my groceries, I get a big box. There's not that much in it.
Yeah, I like them, but not that much. Not enough to get them once a week.
I love them. I'd rather have those than anything else.
But I'm not really big on sweets, though.
I'm not either.
I will eat sweets grazingly. Like, I'll just grab one here and there.
I mean, if those weren't basket out in our lobby,
Yeah.
I would never, eat it, other than if I was like out showing all day, and then I'll get a Snickers bar and a pack of crackers or something like that. But
Yeah.
because I never buy it. But my weakness now is Swedish fish. I get them like once a week.
Although I was like, man, if I want something sweet, like I need something hanging out in the house. So I got the other day, I made it last night. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I did banana, Greek yogurt, and then pumpkin.
That's different.
And then I put pistachios.
That's a whole lot of flavors. I mean, I get the sweet
Kinda
and
like
the
a pumpkin
salty. Did it taste pumpkin-y, or was it more banana?
It was good, but I got the pure pumpkin instead of pumpkin pie filling. I didn't realize how different that would be.
Very different.
Sweet potato would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have made sense.
It would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you're making them pumpkin pie mousse. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But I like Greek yogurt.
I started to put egg in it and bake it and make like a cheesecake, and then I was like,
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot.
I don't know how that would turn out.
I don't cook like at all, so. But I will actually have money this round for Black Friday, and I'm going to buy all new appliances, and I'm going to get a good oven with the air fryer, and I'm actually going to cook stuff one
Air
of these days.
fryers are for people who can't cook.
And that would be me.
Hot take.
I've never used my air fryer.
I'll make chicky nuggies with it, and Brett would
It's
be happy.
such a scam because so a toaster is a smaller oven. It just preheats quicker.
It's a convection.
Yeah, that's...
And an air fryer is, rather than having the flat bottom on like a cookie sheet or whatever it is, and steam getting down there and making it soggy, it's got the mesh, the grate, whatever. So that makes it crispy on all sides. But it's an oven just on like a flat pan.
With a blower.
That has existed for so long. You can just have a regular oven and buy.
Yeah.
Well, not a regular oven. So a convection oven blows air. So it basically turbocharges
Yeah.
it. So the
Yeah.
convection ovens have been around for a while. First, they were commercial. Like back in the restaurant, my restaurant days, you had convection ovens. So they heat faster and more thorough, and they keep that air moving. And basically, an air fryer is a little version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My microwave actually is an air fryer, microwave, blah, 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 something. But I've never, ever used the air fryer part of it.
They know Americans like fried food, and so they were like, let's call it an air fryer
If they
instead
would
of
have called it anything different, it wouldn't have done as well as
Yeah,
it has.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Because now ovens
some-
say they're air fryers, but it's basically a convection oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's blowing the air.
Because they get the healthy people that want to cheat a little bit. They get the unhealthy people that want to do better. Yeah, they
Marketing
really
genius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all marketing.
Whoever did that knows what they're doing. They know their audience. And then it caught on. Now you've got like every brand has all these different
they all-
sizes. And
Yeah,
then,
it wasn't just a short-lived fad like it should have been.
Yeah.
A couple months ago when I was looking for an oven, like I was like, do I want the air fryer? I'm like, I don't really want the air fryer. I've never used it on my regular one, but mine had proofing. So I'm like, I'm going to get that. And now I'm doing sourdough, so you don't proof the same way with sourdough. So I've used it literally, the proof side of it once or twice whenever I did yeast breads. But now I do sourdough, and you don't proof like that.
So you just kind of wasted it.
No, I bought a super cheap one, but I justified going super cheap versus a little bit more expensive one with the air fryer or whatever. And I was like, I don't need that feature. I've never used it on my microwave.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
it was what it was. But
Well, Todd, do you remember?
why do I feel like this is ageism here?
Yeah, I'm sorry you don't have Nick here today. You've got the two
Yeah.
millennial snowflakes with you.
So soft, so soft. You want to know what time they got here today? Because they had already talked themselves into it yesterday. Not
need
feeling
my
it.
sleep.
I'm like, what do you mean you're not feeling it? We're 24 hours away.
I need my sleep.
12 hours
And
away.
I'm a little sick today, so I have an excuse.
Wow. Suck it up.
You remember the debut of the king size candy bar?
Jesus.
Do you?
Poor Todd.
You should.
I'm not sure I remember like, ooh, but I remember it not being a thing and then being a thing. So
There it is.
I would say it was probably in the 90s.
80s.
80s?
Yeah.
I would have guessed 90s. But
86? What year was it?
Just 1980s is all I got.
I feel like a lot of stuff happened in 86 because we like always come back to 86 for whenever we're like, do you remember the first time?
That's when I
1986.
What year were you born?
68.
Oh,
I graduated high
I
school.
thought it was in the 70s.
I graduated high school in 86, so that's probably why
Oh,
that
okay,
comes
okay.
up. Class of 86.
Yeah, it was debuted in 1980s. Speaking of,
When did the minis? Never mind. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't know about the minis.
My dad was born in 86.
Your dad was born in 86?
No, wait. 68.
Okay.
All this
Wait a
backwards
second.
stuff. I can't do it. Dyslexic here.
It's like, that's not mathing.
Yeah, that didn't math.
I was going to say, I hate you all.
Both my parents are younger than
I
me.
know.
Okay, no, what was it?
And now a word from our sponsor. Interest rates have been a huge topic in the housing market for quite some time now. CMG Financial is running a program called Rate Rebound that we can buy now and refinance anytime in the next 5 years when interest rates drop for little to no cost. Call or text YARPOD to Norma White with CMG Financial to learn more at 865-898-5000. Tell her YARPOD sent you.
The cookies and cream Hershey bar. That came out around the time that I was born.
It's my literal favorite candy bar.
I like them, but I don't like. Ooh,
I love them.
Yeah.
like it'd be the last one. It's the last one I eat. Like
Really?
if there was a basket of them, like I go dark chocolate
Yeah.
to light, and then But I used to hate dark chocolate, but now that's I
Yeah.
don't touch any milk chocolate unless it's
That's me.
the only thing there.
I like the dark chocolate a lot more. When I was little, though, every time I went to the store, like that was my thing. As we're going to the gas station, I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper and I'm going to get the cookies and cream Hershey.
See,
every
that
time.
didn't come around until you were at least a couple years old.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it was 1994.
yeah. I would have been 4 then, so that checks out. I remember like when I first seen those things, it was like every time I went to the store, that's what I wanted. So
I love them.
Yeah, and to this day, they are probably still my favorite candy bar.
I think my favorite might be, I like textures. I think Kit Kat or Take 5. I like the crunchy.
Take Fives are really good.
The
It's the salty and the sweet together, and the crunchy. Yeah, that's a whole experience.
I tried to get a Reese's Take 5 on the way back from the beach and accidentally got a Reese's Fast Break. And
A little different.
yeah, it was a little different. And then we got back and I had Bellamy just hanging out in the car while we were unloading. He got back in the back seat. I didn't finish it. And he was just sitting there like eating the candy bar. I was like,
He's never gonna go to sleep.
Snooze, you lose. You left it sitting, and he said, "This is mine now."
yeah. Oh, speaking of candy corn, the original name for it was actually chicken feed.
I think I heard that
Really?
like forever ago.
I would have never expected that.
It was first made in the 1880s, and it was marketed as candy that resembled chicken feed. we don't even make the joke, and you laugh.
Well, because he looked at me side eyes, and I was like, "Here it
did.
comes."
I
I was
looked at
like,
him
"Do you
side-
remember that?" But no, I think I
didn't say
heard
it. I
that
didn't
story
say it.
one other time.
Did you throw any chicken feed at cars?
But we did.
Literal chicken feed. He was in the cornfield pulling it off and shucking it and throwing the corn.
They were leaving it up to dry.
I could see that. Like where my dad's house is, you don't see other houses and it's cornfields all the way and dirt road, like gravel road. And we used to like be so terrified of the cornfields at night because it was literally this long gravel road and corn on both sides with no lights, no street lights. And so That was really creepy as a kid, and we would always like dare each other to see who could go the farthest down the road without getting scared and turning around and coming back.
And we used to go in them.
And he was hanging out in them, yeah.
Did anyone get snatched?
No. I mean, we were the only people there. It was one way in and one way out on that road, and it was probably a couple miles down, so.
Yeah, everyone knew who was corning cars if they got corned there. So.
They probably were calling your parents like, it was Todd again.
Probably, yeah.
Todd was here.
I think my parents knew. I mean, you know, we were out after dark and we were pretty young. So,
something to do, really.
I mean, they knew what was going on.
They probably did it when they were kids, too.
Probably, exactly. I don't know.
Did they have cars back then?
They couldn't spare the corn back then.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
you're-
sparse. Agriculture hadn't been invented yet.
Oh, my God. It wasn't that far back. Poor Todd.
Maybe Great Depression, but
That would have been Depression time, yeah.
Your grandparents, were they born in the 1900s? Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, my dad was born, let's see, I think he was 43, or that's when he served in the, I'll have to look. I forget what year he was born.
Probably
It would have been
20s.
close.
Because he served World War II.
Oh, it would have been the 20s, probably. Early
Yeah.
20s.
He was in high school.
Oh.
He went in when he was still in high school and then came back out,
So,
finished high school. And then
probably like 1918-ish.
I'll have to
yeah.
look. I've got all his stuff at home.
Because my great-grandfather was like 1926.
I don't have my phone.
I don't
to
know.
Calculate.
World War II was in the 40s mostly, so.
Because, like, ended. Because I think 43 he was in. So he was probably 1920,
Yeah.
25-ish.
Because it was 45 when the war ended.
So my grandmother was probably early 1900s. 1905, 1900, give or take.
Yeah. That's cool, though.
Yeah. That's why it's so hard. I've tried to do the ancestry and stuff. And, you know, we always thought we were a little bit more Irish, but I think we're a little more English than what we thought.
I did research in high school for my lineage, and the whole thing was that we were, on my dad's side, mostly German descent. And my cousin, on my dad's side, first cousin, just did one of those Ancestry.com DNA things and then went through and did, like, the record search. And there's, like, no German. We're almost all Scottish. I'm like, what did I do wrong? So my whole life has been a lie.
Well, back then, before the DNA test, I mean, it was pretty hard. You could only, you know, you were going off of records. And if somebody was a black sheep and, you know.
If somebody lied.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, because I was doing the same thing. My mom wanted me to do the DNA test because the male side can pull more information than the female side.
Yeah.
So she wanted me to. I was scared to death. I was afraid I was going to have find all the black sheep in the family and stuff like that.
I know with my family, we had this weird thing happen where my grandfather had a half brother by the same dad, and nobody was 100% sure of that until close to when he died, and that was a few years ago, but he was 93 when he died. So if that tells you like how far back the records would have been, they found his original birth certificate and his last name was Letner, but at some point his name became Bells, so he adopted a family name from a different family, I guess from his mom or something. And so now all of his 5 or 6 kids, all of their kids, and all of the kids related, all of them are Bells, but they're really Letners.
Huh.
It's the weirdest thing. So it's like this whole branch of the family that really is part of my dad's side of the family, but nobody realized it. So now you've got 2 separate clans that are technically all one clan. So it's really weird.
Yeah, because we had Ubers and then we have Greens on the other side. And so you figure Irish in there, German, but we were a little bit more Eastern European than German and stuff like that. So
I think all that's so interesting.
it is. I went down that rabbit hole and then I had to stop because, like, you just, you know, once you start uncovering stuff, you keep going. And then you're, next thing you know, it's 2:00 in the morning. And, you know, I was like, I got to stop doing this. Because, but now they throw you teasers every once in a while. Like when you have a DNA hit or you get a lot of DNA hits, which are scary. You know, like, oh, what's this going to be?
That's how they found the Golden State.
Murderer, strangler.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Somebody Yeah, because they can subpoena those records now.
Yeah.
Which is always scary. You never know what you're going to find, or
Right.
some random
Yeah, I'm sure my DNA's in the system somewhere.
Yeah, random brother or something like that. But I had a stepbrother growing up who I thought was my uncle because they never explained it to us.
Huh.
One Thanksgiving he was coming over, and my other grandma on my mom's side was, you know who's coming over? I'm like, Uncle so-and-so. And they're like, no, that's your stepbrother, or brother. Maybe he said brother. And I was like, no, he's not.
Like a half-brother.
Yeah, he was a half-brother. My dad was married, and she had passed away. But I don't know any of the history to it. Nothing.
Gotcha.
No one ever talked about it. No one ever, nothing.
Yeah,
Never. So I don't know anything about that one.
that's wild.
I found something as a kid going through box. Back then we had, photo boxes and
Yeah.
stuff. I found something I remember coming upstairs because it was in the basement.
Who is this?
I basically was like, put that back.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Don't uncover that secret.
Don't ever talk about this again. They never said that, but I just
Yeah.
never, I was like, okay.
Yeah. They didn't have to say it. You could tell.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. Pardon my French. We got another edit.
Yeah.
I did so good for 10 episodes.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that.
I don't know about
Last
good,
3
but
have been bad. That one probably won't
He's
be
been in a
beeped.
mood.
That one's okay. We're a few minutes in, so that one should be all right. The
What were we talking
algorithm will
about, candy?
skip over that.
Why am I sweating?
Speaking of candy, do you remember Goo Goo Clusters?
I have no idea.
I
what
remember
that
the
is.
name, but I can't remember was it caramel and literally just peanuts?
It's chocolatey. It's a combo. It's it was the first ever combination candy in America, and it was invented in Nashville. It was 1912.
Was it national or was it more
I think
regional?
they're still around. It looked familiar, but I've never had one.
I don't have a Google machine here.
Maybe some kind of knockoff candy that's similar to it. That's not really the same original thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Isn't it a turtle? No, what's in a turtle?
Like, that's
Caramel
chocolate,
and
peanuts,
pecans.
pecan,
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
pecans.
Oh, pecan. We're not doing this again.
So there was Goo Goo Clusters that were invented in Nashville, and then there was also cotton candy was invented in Nashville.
Oh, was it?
I did not know that. That's cool that Tennessee has that.
It was in Nashville is like the hub of all the candy apparently,
Apparently so.
I thought
but
Hershey, PA would be.
That explains a lot.
it was 1897,
Oh, wow.
and it was invented by a candy maker and a dentist.
What? So dentist had a hand in making like super.
Was he trying to get more business,
That's-
or
Yeah,
That makes
I
sense.
wonder how they?
Job security.
Those
Dentist.
machines are. When I worked at amusement park, we used to have to tear them down and clean them up and stuff like that, and there's not much to them at all.
Yeah,
But
they're cool to look at though.
they're-
Like watching
it
them.
gets hotter than Hades.
I bet.
Nothing like a sugar burn to burn you, because it literally sticks to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like melted plastic or something.
Yeah,
If it hits, it stays.
yeah.
Just keeps burning.
Same way when we did the caramel corn.
I watched the guy on TikTok he's a Japanese guy, and he does like these really big,
Yeah, I've seen
intricate
him.
cotton candy artwork.
Yeah,
It's
those
so
are
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, they're like this big, and they're
Yeah.
like big flowers and teddy bear heads and all kinds of crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
it's crazy the stuff they do.
see, Todd's not sent me a video yet, so I'm not seeing
Oh, okay. You wouldn't have watched it anyway.
I don't
No,
know.
I watched his videos.
He was in my feed for a little bit, but I don't know why I don't see his stuff.
haven't
Maybe
seen
that's
him.
TikTok. that
Maybe.
I saw him. I don't get on TikTok much.
Me either.
I sent you a bunch of stuff. I was like, oh God, she's gonna be coming back from Florida. Be like, oh, Todd sent me another one. Todd sent me another
No,
one.
I had to play catch up because I didn't look at it for a few days, so I had to play catch up.
Sometimes I will sit and actually watch stuff people send, but I've got so many people that send me so much stuff. I can't.
I was on a roll the other
Can't
day.
do
It
it.
was all funny. I was like, oh, because if I laugh out loud, I feel like it's funny.
Yeah.
If I don't laugh out loud, I'm like, yeah.
I watch Todd's because he sends good quality stuff, and he
Yeah.
doesn't like overdo it. And but if you really want me to see something, like send it in a text because there's a good chance if they start to stack up a little bit too much, I'll never watch.
I felt
it.
like I was stacking them the other day pretty bad. I was just like,
I think there might have been like 10,
I was
but
on
that's
a roll.
not.
I was on a roll. It was like,
I know I have like from a few friends, I have like 97 like waiting for me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that.
Usually
watch
mine are
some.
relevant or something we've just talked about, or just
They come in
hilarious.
a steady flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of
The speaker's the freaking old one is the one.
No, I told you you're the one that keeps up with with pop culture for me. So anything you want me to know about, just
Force it down your throat.
Yeah. And speaking of, we just had our Appalachian Trail episode, and then there was a lady that broke the record.
Yeah, I saw that.
My feed was so full of everything Appalachian Trail. That's what it was. I felt like I was like just seeing all Appalachian Trail because
Yeah.
I saw that one. I felt like right when the day after or whatever. But like so much stuff in my feed was Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is relevant. We just talked about, it was funny.
Because the original record, it was like 46 or 47 days.
Was it 42? I thought you beat it by 2 days.
What did they say? An average of 52 miles a day or something like that for her to be able to make it in 40 days.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy. 50-something miles per day to make that trip.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
She was running.
Yeah, that's what they said, is that she did a combination of jogging, running, and hiking as much as she could to get it as quick as
Because,
possible.
like, running a marathon, which is 26 miles, a decent average time on that, I think, is like 4.5 hours. So, and those are people that are mostly, like, jogging or running or whatever. So then she's doing a double marathon every day. And so you think about it, that's like around 9-ish hours.
I could
She
not
carried a pack. I can't
imagine.
remember. I saw when she was 2 miles away and they were pumping her up because she was like literally breaking down.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if she was carrying a pack.
I don't know if she was or if she had people with her. You would think if you planned something like that
I think she
out,
had
you would
people with
have
her the whole time,
Yeah,
like switching
somebody
out.
was like switching out to.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, switching out. And I'm sure some of them were volunteers following and stuff
Right.
like that and locals. And
Because she
stuff
was
like
attempting to break that record. That was the goal. So, and she did it.
that. Yeah. God
Yeah.
bless her. But
Yeah, there at some point there will be like a peak that it will never. You cannot beat the record because it's the peak of physical ability. When right now she's the only one that's been able to do that. So that's crazy.
it's like the people that. What's the run in Frozen Head State Park they do? It's a funky name. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
It's like an endurance marathon, like in the woods, blah, blah, blah. Very few people will finish it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's
what
like
that
once a
means.
year, and the trail was never, you don't know what it is until they start it. It's something, a funky name, but someone local runs it, and I'll have to find it. I'll post it. It's a weird, funky name, but it's through Frozen Head State Park, but it's like an ultra marathon. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is. I
can't remember.
I took a week off from running, and I came back and I ran 4 miles yesterday, and I'm feeling it.
I was proud of myself for walking 2 miles that one day. I was like, I walked 2 miles.
Jeez, Tyler.
Woohoo.
Were you tracking it?
My watch was. It was 2.4 miles.
Did you walk it on purpose?
Yeah, I was out walking around
You
the
just fumbled
street.
through it.
Yeah, I
Were you
mean,
at gunpoint?
no. I need to start doing it every day. That was the plan, and then it started raining, and then I've been not getting home until like 9
And then I
o'clock.
got sick.
Soft.
And then I got sick. Yeah.
Because
So
I drink energy drinks and I don't eat vegetables. Meh.
He did say he ate vegetables.
I
can't say
don't-
that joke.
Yeah. I think we can say that joke, but it's probably not in good spirit.
It went right over my head when he said it.
Hey y'all, Tyler here with another real estate tip of the day. When buying or selling, it's important to know your property's bedroom count. You may have 4 rooms with beds, but that doesn't necessarily mean that home has 4 bedrooms. To be considered a bedroom, a room must have a point of ingress and egress so that you can escape the home during an emergency. That usually means a functional window, but it could also be an exterior door. You also have to consider the ceiling height and the room size, as well as the septic system. If you have a septic tank, the septic permit will show the number of bedrooms that are allowed. If the permit says 3 bedrooms, then guess what? That 4th room is an office or a bonus and not a bedroom. Despite the popular opinion, you don't have to have a closet for a room to be considered a bedroom. Many older homes were built with the expectation that the owner would use an armoire and not have a closet. If you have other questions about bedroom count, or if you have other real estate related questions, shoot us an email over at holler@yarpod.com.
Anyway, Okay, so the very first candy bar. I don't know if this one's still around.
Charleston
It's
Chew.
Fry's.
Fries?
Frys.
Huh. Nope, no clue.
What was it?
Fry's Chocolate Cream was the first mass-produced combination candy bar, and it's the world's oldest chocolate bar brand. It was launched in 1866.
So what was it?
It was a chocolate cream.
So the world didn't have chocolate candy bars until the 1800s?
Well, combination.
Okay.
So I think it had chocolate
Well,
bars.
it's the world's oldest chocolate bar brand.
Yeah.
So maybe people were making it, but they weren't, like, producing it on a commercial scale.
Yeah. I don't know, Todd. Can you share any insight to the world before candy bars?
No. What year was Hershey? I mean, I know they had just chocolate bars. So
You keep asking me questions that are Google related.
Yeah, I know.
Probably 1800s. I guess I could pull my phone out and look.
Tyler.
He's had that.
He's had his phone the whole
I didn't think he
time.
had his phone with him this whole time. Because you had Hershey's, Mars, were like your two big brands.
Nestle?
Nestle was another one. And a lot of those, I think, are now merged together.
Hershey sold the first Hershey's milk chocolate bar in 1900.
1900.
So
Fry's was before that.
Hershey Chocolate
It stuck
Company started in 1894, but they didn't release the first candy bar until the 1900s.
You know how Hershey's Kiss got its name?
No.
Because the machine that makes them makes like a kiss
Does it?
sound.
Have you guys been to Hershey Park?
That's in Pennsylvania,
It's amusement
right?
park, yeah.
Yeah.
It literally smells of chocolate.
Mm.
You can tour the factory, and there's kind of like a make-believe factory part too. But it's a pretty big amusement park. I don't know, compared to size-wise, probably like Magic Kingdom size-ish.
I've had friends that have been there, but I've never been there.
I remember as a child, young, going, but not recently. But
We've driven right through Pennsylvania.
right through Hershey. Hershey's pretty much in the central state. Not a lot around.
Yeah.
But
I drove through a couple times on my way to Rochester when I was going to New York, but that's pretty much the only time I've been through there.
Yeah.
And I never stopped there. I literally got into the mountains of Pennsylvania and had a nosebleed from the altitude. I had to stop driving and switch
Soft.
drivers. I was like, what is happening right now?
freaking soft.
I was just driving, and all of a sudden, I'm like covered in blood.
That elevation's not anything compared to Colorado, right?
No.
I don't
Okay.
know. It was probably dry air or
Come
something.
on,
Tyler.
Tyler.
I'm going to chalk it up to altitude.
Eat a
but-
vegetable. The most popular candy, Halloween candy in Tennessee. I'll give you a hint. You can get it in orange.
That was not a good
I was
hint.
going to say, you can get it in
What
orange.
do you get in orange?
Tootsie Roll Pop.
Oh, I would have never guessed that. Never would I have guessed that.
Tootsie Roll Pop.
Or Tootsie Pop.
Tootsie
whatever.
Pop. I got you.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I don't think I would have either.
Yeah.
It's maybe because it's in the bags with
Maybe.
multiple others.
I don't feel like that's something that people ever have.
I love those.
I was going to say I like them too, but I can't not chew them. I always have to.
You're the 1, 2, 3 crunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember those commercials? The owl.
Yeah.
I don't know if those were Tootsie Pops though.
Yeah, they were.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it Tootsie Pop?
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Yeah.
Or was it Blow Pop? Because there was Blow
It was
Pops
Tootsie
too.
Pop.
It's a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I think Blow Pops had gum in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Still do.
Gotcha.
What's your favorite? Have you had Jelly Bellies? Jelly beans?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
is it just? We're just talking.
But the brand Jelly Belly.
Yeah, with the different like funky flavors.
Yeah.
And you have the
Yeah.
one that
What's
tastes.
your favorite one?
I like watermelon, cherry.
Come on.
the butterscotch ones are pretty good.
I feel like those are like one in like
Yeah.
a million. Like I like those better than the generic like
Yeah.
flavored ones. But
I'm buttered popcorn
Oh, that's a good one too.
all the way. And then maybe Tutti Frutti after that.
I was gonna say I don't know if I know the names of them all. But
Yeah, I don't either.
I
It's
like
been a
Tutti
long.
Frutti. I mean, I like the non.
It's been a long time since I've had those.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I had. And then you have the. Doesn't one taste like
There's like vomit.
Yeah.
So I think those are the Harry Potter ones.
Yeah.
Well, I think they make like a.
Which Jelly Belly makes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
they
you have
had
to get like a
those.
special bag. Most bags come with like the good flavors, but then
Yeah.
you can get like the funny ones, or you can get Harry Potter.
I like licorice ones too.
That was the number 2 flavor. It was buttered popcorn was number 1, then licorice right after that, and I was so surprised because it's such a controversial flavor.
Yeah.
I feel like it is.
People
I mean,
love
I
it
can
or
eat
they
like
hate
one or
it.
two, but like I love Twizzlers. Love Twizzlers.
But Twizzlers is
But it's got to be strawberry
like-
or cherry or whatever the
Yeah,
flavor is.
yeah.
But
It's not like the black
ones. I don't know if I've ever.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
what
not-
flavor the black ones are.
I don't like the
Are
black
they licorice?
Licorice, yeah.
The,
It's
the
fun.
Twizzlers are.
Oh, I don't know.
There's the black licorice Twizzlers that are,
Is it black licorice?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. It's been so long
but
since
the
I've
regular
had that
ones are
one.
the red.
Yeah.
That has like
Flavored.
hints of like mint and sassafras and like weird.
It's like chewing on plastic that's got flavor. I don't know.
It's like old timey.
Takes me back.
When we used to make sassafras.
Do you hand out candy at Halloween?
No.
No.
I hope no one comes to my house.
Yeah.
I guarantee I don't have candy.
We never.
I don't know if I've ever bought candy. Like my neighbors, they know better. No, I'm just kidding.
We've never really had trick or treaters
Yeah, I was gonna say
much.
I've never had anyone come.
For a long time, all the kids in the neighborhood were grown and moved out. Now there's a bunch of kids in the neighborhood again. So maybe this year we'll have trick or treaters. I don't know.
If you
Are
don't,
you gonna get any candy?
Maybe. But usually they don't go to places that aren't decorated and have the porch light on though, and we haven't decorated. So
shut the curtains.
Yeah.
Keep all the lights off.
if we're not home, leave us alone.
I'm gonna trick or treat them. Trick.
No.
I mean, your neighborhood though, I feel like that would be a popular one.
Yeah, people don't run that neighborhood because it's a little dangerous to walk it with
Yours-
the hill and stuff like that.
Yours isn't like a subdivision though. Like
Yeah.
you would actually have to walk like on the main road to go
Yeah.
house to house there. So
especially at nighttime.
yeah, that would be a little awkward trying to expect trick or treaters to walk through there.
And there's not a lot of kids on my.
My street is
Road.
just a big loop, so we used to have lots of trick or treaters, but last several years we haven't. But like I said, there's not a whole lot of kids in the neighborhood. Now there is. I see them walking around, playing in the roads and stuff all the time. So
I mean,
maybe.
growing up, we had to get drove where I live.
Yeah.
Because country, but we
Yeah.
went to, relatives. My next door neighbor was my grandmother and my godparents and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we had to get driven. We didn't take horse and buggy.
Dating had to have been tough in your town.
I was going to tell a bad joke there. I don't know. I
Would
was
have been
driving
easier
by
if
then.
you lived in Alabama. Did you go trick or treating?
Yeah, I did, but like when I was younger, instead of going trick or treating, I always did like at my dad's. We would go all out. I would decorate everything and try to get as many of my family members involved, and we would almost do like a little haunted house at my grandma's house.
Oh,
So we
that's fun.
always had all the trick or treaters coming to us. And my grandma always dressed as a witch, and she had this giant candy bowl. It was shaped like a cauldron, and so we always did like the strobe lights and the fake spider web, and we would go and get hay and throw in the yard and make like a little fake graveyard, fog machines and stuff. Yeah,
That pretty much tracks for Tyler.
Yeah,
No.
I loved it.
sounds
That
like
was my thing. I was like, I'm not going trick or treating. I'm gonna be scaring people. So
I would go. We kind of changed it up a little bit. It depended. We lived in a subdivision that was really good for trick or treating, and for a few years, we would do that and then go to like grandparents or whatever, and then I think they really kind of stopped there for a little bit. It seemed like there were a lot of college kids like renting the houses in our neighborhood just for like a brief period.
huh.
Well,
Where you live, are you talking about your parents?
yeah, we were like 2 minutes from ETSU.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And
They would have had the best candy Here's a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we would get with the church group, and there was a neighborhood that we would go to, and there was one year I was wearing like one of those blow up costumes. So it was like my legs were like the horse's legs, and then it looked like I was riding a horse.
Yeah.
And we walked the whole neighborhood. And I had my little trick or treat like bag thing. It was a claw that was like a cat's claw like this, and then it had a bag hanging down the middle. So then it was a big bag, so you get a lot of candy in there.
We probably had the worst costumes in the 80s. Those plastic with the nylon strap in the back and like little wee slit you couldn't see. I mean, I almost said the Christmas decorations, the Halloween costumes have progressed so much since then. I mean, if you ever see any like old pictures from the 80s, like it's scary. Like you couldn't see crossing the street. I mean, you literally couldn't see because they were horrible and plastic and hot and But the older ones are even scarier. If you saw some of the
pictures from like the 1800s and the early,
like a whole classroom turned around looking at you.
The early 1900s, those
spooky. I mean,
they were crazy looking.
And the Halloween, like family photos, like I mean, like straight up, you got skulls on your.
Yeah.
I mean, they're scary.
Today.
Yeah, go back and look at those. I mean,
bring in some of your family photos.
We don't have any of those. I'm talking about like, shit.
No, didn't have the family photos back then.
We had the old Kmart, horrible haircuts, and I'm not bringing those in.
Kmart, I miss Kmart.
Blue light special.
Yeah, my husband, his grandmother, they're out in Madisonville, and there's a neighborhood that I don't know if it's like this in all the neighborhoods. I really don't know, but they have no less than like 200.
There's a couple of subdivisions here in town where people know that they go all out. So everyone goes there, takes their kids, they bus them over there.
And it's been freezing the past 2 years.
I don't know.
I don't do the cold.
They go to the nice neighborhoods because they know they're going to get the full candy bars.
And a lot of those really go subdivisions, they really get into it. It's a competition who has the...
Well, the HOAs will throw a best house decoration competition and stuff, and then that'll get everybody involved.
Yeah. And everyone knows who the good subdivisions are because they want to try to outdo it the next year and stuff like that. So everyone goes. Like there's literally people will put out lists of subdivisions to go to and stuff like that. So and then you got the trunk and treats and stuff like that.
Those are lame.
I
thought it was lame when I was a kid.
I used to get so mad when my parents were like, "We're not going trick-or-treating, we're going to the trunk or treat." And I'm like, that's so stupid.
You're in a parking lot.
Why do you want to go to a church's parking lot to do the most?
I don't know why it was more fun to walk farther to a house, but it was.
Well, I don't know. The experience is different than just walking around.
You get to see things decorated and stuff, yeah.
And it's always funny how all the rumors start about needles and razor blades and candy, and I don't think there's ever been like a true case of it.
It's happened like a couple times ever in history.
I think it's like none. Like if it comes up,
I mean, think about it. If someone's
it's usually
evil,
someone does it to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even gonna see. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
It just always gets blown up.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen a couple of times in news stories over the past like 20 years. You might see it once or twice, and it's always somewhere else. It's never anywhere local.
Yeah.
But you got to be a really sick individual to do something like that, and like it's gonna come back on you. You're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
All they got to do is be like, "Well, these are the houses I went to." Like, stupid. It's so dumb.
Dumb.
Don't do it.
Well, I think that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in next week. Follow us on YouTube. Rate, review, subscribe.
Donate.
See you all next week.
Yeah. And we're going to have hopefully lots of Halloween, October related content in the coming future. So we'll see how that goes.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Peace.
See you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling real estate in East Tennessee, email us at holler@yarpod.com. You can also reach Brittany Hawkins at 423-270-9572, Todd Huber at 865-456-0101, Tyler Letner at 865-816-0076, and Nick Cantey at 865-250-5167. Our office at Wallace Real Estate can be reached at 865-584-4000. Make sure to ask for YARPod. See y'all next week.